This is Brian and Bashar's technique of the week. We are going to do white belt technique set number 4 this week. Okay, so let's face each other. Cheer. Get in. Go ahead, put your leg back. Brian says should be. Yeah, let's start on that side. Okay, for technique number 4, we are going to, like the last technique, we're going to skip forward. Skip forward starts with front leg comes out, followed by back leg. That's how you move the skip. So we're going to skip forward. We're going to grab on the wrist on the inside, okay? We're going to grab the other hand as we walk through. The reason we do this is because they're a big guy. We don't want them to go and get us into the same move that we're about to perform on them. But if we grab with the other arm that just comes in at the same time, we have more control over that arm. We go underneath and we bring it up alongside and back. I'm turning so you can see what it looks like. Now, from here, we're lifting up on this. It causes a little bit of pain, okay? The other hand grabs the shoulder to steady. Now I have a human shield. Anyone with a gun? Okay, this bad guy's getting, and I can throw this bad guy into the next bad guy if need be. Anyways, I take my foot and I collapse on the back of one of the knees. The one with more weight on it is the best one to go for. And then I knee down as well. The reason I knee down as well because my next move is a choke. If I do a choke from standing and he is in this position, he can roll me. I don't want that. I want to be as stable as he is. So I go into this right here. From here, I can choke. Now, this isn't the best choke. Right here, it's a single in the hand choke, and I can have a little bit of leverage here. But if I were a police officer, I would bring him to the ground. I could bring him to the ground that way, or I could go into my back, into a full guard, wrap my feet around him, and then go into a full choke, which is where I would let go of that arm. Okay, I would grab my other shoulder. My other hand would come up, thumbs up on the back, and grab my other shoulder here. And then I would just begin to squeeze my elbows together and pull back until he taps. That's all it is, just a little squeeze, and the oxygen cuts off. It doesn't take much, but you just squeeze a little bit. That's all it is, closing the vise. Okay. Let's do that one more time without me talking. All right. Yeah, same side for the start. Skip forward, grab, underneath, down, and take a knee, and I'm here. Now, one other thing I didn't show last time is that if this was a combat situation, I could grab the chin here like this, I can release the upper arm, and I can grab the back of the head. I could quickly turn this way, and then follow it by a quick turn the other direction as hard as I could, and snap the neck. Now, obviously you're not going to do that at home, but combat Hapkido is a little different than a chokeout. Chokeout would be the merciful, but you gotta be careful with that too, because anytime someone goes unconscious, they're losing brain cells, anything can happen, so we usually just prefer a tap, don't actually put them unconscious. That's too dangerous too. Okay, and never do that one. Okay, let's show it from the other direction, okay? So I'm going to skip forward and grab, I'm gonna go under, up, pull up uncomfortable, grab the opposite shoulder, human shield. This looks like this one has the most weight now. Bring him down, and from here, execute the choke or into the full choke and squeeze until he taps. Okay. Up. Now, again, be very careful with all chokes. Okay. Practical applications for this technique. I mean, they're like all techniques. You can move into this technique from pretty much anywhere. And I'm going to show the 4 or 5 common ones that I do pretty much every time, which are punches, because most people are going to punch at you. Okay, so let's start with the uppercut. Okay, so the uppercut is coming this direction up. So I would do a quick block. I would grab that wrist, and I would help them continue their motion upwards, and then underneath, and go into my technique. Okay. Let's go ahead and go down with the hammer, since that's the one you want to do. Down with the hammer. Well, the arm's going down, so I just bring it down. I help it down, okay? If you move seamlessly with them, then it's like a dance. You're not going against their force necessarily. Okay, the Haymaker Punch. Haymaker Punch, the force is coming around this way, okay? I quickly come in, and I've circled it back into here, okay, and behind, and grab, kick, down, choke. Okay, and back fist. So the back fist is coming out, the force is going that way, I just go ahead and grab, and they continue that force in and just use it against them to go behind. and a straight punch. Okay, so straight punch, they're coming at me, they're straight punching. The force is coming this way. So I go ahead and grab it, I bring them a little bit off balance, and then I would push backwards and then come around. And from here you can grab and retain and get your control. But it throws them off when you do a push and pull motion. When they're coming this way, they're a little off balance, and then you quickly go back and push, pull. Okay, that's basically it. Like all Hapkido, if you can go with their force or whatever direction it's going and keep that force going in the same direction, great, because then you don't have any resistance. If you have to, then you would have to counter and then redirect force. And that happens a lot of times too if they start resisting in some way. So, for instance, if I were executing the choke and I started pulling backwards, right? And he starts resisting forward, at that point then I could go into a trip fall, I could bring them down, we're already on our knees, and he's on his face plant, and I put the handcuffs on. If opposite, he's pulling forward, and I want to or he's pushing back or pulling forward, either way you can go, like I said, you can wrap. Okay, so you can wrap from the back and execute a full guard, where you lock your feet, and you pull down, and you choke out at the same time. Okay. So that's practical applications for white belt technique set number 4 for the technique of the week. Stay tuned next week and we'll do number 5.